some organizations have grown very large.
Okay.
It's either that they have inherited complexities from their parent bodies, right? And then, all those complexities were transferred. Oh, we already have existing technology in this new market. Don't bother doing anything. Let's just get all the, Sybase and all those very old databases with solutions built on top, push it into the market, that kind of thing. Are some people past helping, with regards or with respect to operational excellence? So they've gotten too big and too bad that they cannot be helped. Some fintechs, do you think some fintechs are past repair?
No, I don't think anybody is at the point of no return, right? But I do know that if you are a bigger company with a lot more legacy problem, right, you need to be prepared for harder work. Because it then means that whatever change you're trying to make in the company, there are a lot more, let's just use the word scope. The scope of the change is bigger. So what's company A with 3 years of fintech would have achieved in maybe a year or a couple of months, 18 months, you are just finishing phase 1. So it's about understanding that you can't measure success the same way. So for a big company like you gave an example of, it would be around breaking it into parts. So maybe I could have done a product for a smaller fintech and say, okay, let's take your product and let's look at operational excellence for this product. For a big company, I may be looking at a feature within the product. If the feature in itself is massive, do you understand? So that's how I would look at it. So it won't be like, oh, you are condemned and nothing, can work for you. No, but it's just that we have to then, you're an elephant. So we need to kind of eat you in bits and pieces. And that's why I always tell people operational excellence is a marathon. The people side of things is almost as important as the process. One of the things that we do in operational excellence is also build governance around it going forward. It can't be a consultant thing. A consultant might come in to help you start, but unless you want to put the consultant on a permanent payroll line, it's not going to work. You have to then build roles and responsibilities in the company that will keep doing this work. And then it will be very interesting when the person in operational excellence leaves, the person coming in should be able to continue the work. And because you're a living company, chances that things are changing, the ecosystem is changing, new regulation, it's a continuous mindset. I don't want to say it's continuous improvement because it's not really about improvement. You're building the foundation that is going to last the test of time. So yes, a big company, a massive multinational, different countries, different regions, they are not beyond redemption, but they are a big elephant, and we're going to have to eat them piece by piece. Yes, unlike a rabbit that you can eat at once.
Last question for you, still on this subject, right? In your experience, what has been the biggest reason you have seen an operational excellence effort fail or been, frustrated?
Okay, how do you talk about staying power in the corporate side of things? Usually it's easier when you're talking about a person, but yeah, it's staying power. Operational excellence, like I said, it could be an elephant for some people, right? And if you spend 2 years just eating a fraction of the ear of the elephant, and somebody's looking at the elephant from the tail, the person is telling you it's not working. It's not working. So for me, it's 2 things. It's 1, staying power, but also being very clear on where to start from. People are quick to start with where they think the biggest noise is coming from. So if you have a customer that is very, very loud in their complaint, it's very easy to assume that what they are complaining about is the biggest issue at the time. It's not. And that's where data comes in. You'll be surprised that the biggest issue is something else. So that's why when you look at operational excellence, it's a marathon. You need to be patient. If you've already got to the point where you have ignored best practices for years and you're already an elephant, it took you 20 years to be this bad behaved. It can't take you 2 years to recover from it. so it's staying power. And that's why as we start to preach operational excellence and get younger companies to adopt the mindset from the get-go, then there's really no elephant at the end of the day. What you then do is continuous improvement. You've already built the rails. Everybody that comes into the company is already, already has an operational excellence mindset. You are just improving based on whatever is happening at the time. And that's why we need companies to get to, so that it's not always, so they end up just, they don't end up being a statistic.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Interesting. So, thank you so much. So where can people find you to talk more about operational excellence? And if they want to, consider that, when they want to consider that for their fintechs, where can people find you?
You can find me on LinkedIn using Sikemi Tayo. I'm very active on LinkedIn. I talk a lot about operational excellence in everyday life. So that would be the best place to find me.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Shike. Thank you for everybody that's made it to the live recording. And if you're listening to this afterwards, thank you as well, especially if you are in the Slack community. If you have not joined us in the Payment Lord Slack community, we're building a community of fintech professionals where we facilitate dialogues, where we facilitate learning, using all sorts of resources, as well as networking too. That is very, very important for the digital age. So please join us, tell your friends about it. We've come to the end of another very interesting edition of the Fintech Open House. Thank you again, Sikemi, for making our time to discuss with us about operational excellence. Have a good evening, everyone. Bye.